Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of someone that was too large to fit in their seat on an airplane, clashing with their fellow passengers. Apparently, people not fitting into their seats is starting to cause feuds on airlines. We're also going to be taking a look at a couple of bonus clips, including one where somebody got kicked off their flight for not fitting into their seat, and another one where somebody says they're always getting gaslit at the doctor's office, so be sure to stick around until the end. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
Would you be happy if I elbowed you back? Well, there's...
Plane passengers clash over being too fat for the middle seat.
Not a lot of room here, right? I know.
I paid for this seat too.
I paid for the seat as well.
What?
I don't know why you would respond with, I paid for this seat as well, when you're taking up over half.
So, but wouldn't you think we'd want to at least share the armrest?
Yes, we're not sharing the armrest right now. Right now, you are using the armrest because you elbowed me to get out.
I'm not even on the armrest.
I'm not even on the armrest. Okay, from this particular angle, it appears that the gentleman in the pink shirt is going over the center. I think the center would be right here, although we are kind of at whatever type of angle, but still, I believe pink shirt gentleman is using the entire armrest.
I'm not on the armrest.
The altercation started after the man in blue shirt allegedly elbowed his larger seatmate. How could he elbow him when the pink shirt man is literally in his seat?
No.
Actually, what?
No, I'm not. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, my fat rolls are on the armrest. I'm so sorry.
Blue shirt guy's laughing.
Sir?
He's not being a total jerk. He's just like, hey, bro, like, what the heck? You're taking up the whole armrest. You're all on me and whatnot.
How do you think I should solve this problem?
Well, the time to solve this problem was previously, not currently. There's nothing we can do about it right now. One day they will have that quick release Ozempic. But we're not there yet. You guys need to get to work on that.
You're not going to believe this.
Yes.
No, I'm serious.
You think I should exist
You're
differently?
not going to believe
You think I should exist differently, he said.
So let's be fair. You are hardly stuck yourself.
I'm a member of Weight Watchers.
Oh,
What is this conversation, bro?
okay.
Where? I
Okay.
can show it on my phone.
Okay.
And that is how I lost weight.
Okay, he's giving him weight loss advice now. Pink shirt man said, you're not very svelte yourself to blue shirt man, meaning you're not very trim yourself there, sir. Blue shirt man said, I lost weight with Weight Watchers. I think you should try it.
I think I have ever tried to lose weight,
I
sir.
don't know.
You really think that I'm a fat person in this country and I have never tried to lose weight?
What does that mean? So it's impossible then? That is not the slam dunk counter that you thought it was. I know it's embarrassing when we can't fit into our own seat, but we don't need to lash out at people around us, right? I don't know why people are like, don't you think I've tried to do that? And I couldn't. Like, okay, so weight loss is impossible, even though I'm looking at countless other people that have done it. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. I would think you would know because you are yourself a fat person in this country.
Yes, exactly. And
Okay, then he's actually just trying to help you.
Okay. He's the good kind.
The good kind of what? Person that formerly lost weight or something? I don't know. He does the things that society wanted him to do, to lose weight, to conform. And we're like dunking on him for that or something. It's weird how sometimes when we're embarrassed about things that we've done, we lash back out. And I think that guy was actually being fairly nice about it. He wasn't being rude. He's just like, hey man, I can't fit on the armrest. You're taking up the whole armrest. They had a whole little back and forth argument about armrests and weight loss and stuff like that. I would say if you can't fit into your seat and you're the one spilling into somebody else's seat, you need to buy a second seat. Let he who cannot fit into the seat buy the second seat, like Southwest recently implemented. By the way, in the next clip, we're going to see somebody who was kicked off of a Southwest flight for not fitting into the seat, thanks to the changes that they've made to the customer of size policy. Next, getting kicked off another Southwest flight with their new policy.
Okay, y'all, so I am on my last Southwest flight of the year. I was supposed to be getting on.
Last Southwest flight of the year. You know how many flights I've gone on this year? 0. Everybody's always going places constantly. It's really weird. All I do is work my balls off and then die. So, I'm not bitter though. I'm not bitter!
A flight for 11 a.m. And the person on the phone had told me, buy a flight for 5 p.m., switch it during the day. That way I don't have to buy an extra seat. When I called this morning, they were like, you can move, there's space.
For those that are unaware, Southwest has changed their customer of size policy to make it so you'll have to buy an extra seat if you don't fit into your own. And if that flight is not fully booked and there happens to be an empty seat in your same fare class, you may be reimbursed for that seat, but there are no guarantees. It used to be guaranteed that you would be reimbursed for that seat.
I told her I need an extra seat. She told me I would be fine. I get to the gate, and now, of course, this flight is totally full.
I imagine that most flights are going to be totally full because airlines like to make money. So mostly people are not going to be getting a free seat moving forward, likely.
And so now I have to be moved back to 5 o'clock. And it just sucks because it's like there's no real place for me to really comfortably sit. I have like 7 hours now to wait for my flight.
Okay, so we've been delayed by 7 hours.
And it just sucks because all of this is the Southwest changed their policy.
It's all because Southwest changed their policy. Well, I mean, that's one way to look at it. I am more of an existentialist. I wouldn't look at it that way personally. I would look at the things that I am doing to put myself in this situation. I wouldn't say, I can no longer get a free extra seat because Southwest changed their policy. I would say, why can't I fit into one seat? What do I need to do to change that so that I do fit into one seat and I don't require a second seat? But that's just my approach. I take a self-first approach where I try to think of what I can do to better this situation for myself.
And in a regular space, I would have at least been able to go to the gate because usually someone cancels. So now I'll be here for a few hours.
Alright, so unfortunately that person is going to have to be there for a few hours because they wouldn't fit into their seat on that one flight. And now we see what happens when you don't fit into your seat with this new Southwest policy. You'll have to wait for the next flight, or the next flight, or whatever flight that they can actually get you on. Personally, I would see this as somewhat of a wake-up call. This wouldn't be the only situation in which our size is holding us back. If various things in society are more difficult because of my size, such as not fitting into seats, the doctor's always giving me a hard time, the back pain, the knee pain, yada yada yada, I would see the common denominator in all of these negative things, and I would work on that. I wouldn't just constantly be looking to accommodate all this stuff, you know what I mean? Like, well, I guess I'll just have to get a free extra seat. Well, I guess I'll just have to shop online because they don't have my size in store. Well, I guess I'll just have to argue with my doctor constantly. Instead of doing all that stuff, I would just take care of the common denominator, which is my weight that I can actually control. Next.
Medical gaslighting that fat people face is sadly still very real and alive. I recently went to the doctor in regards to having an infection and talking about managing my type 2 diabetes, and the doctor just automatically assumed that I do not take care of myself.
Because of your health conditions related to your lifestyle, such as diabetes?
Start going on about how I need to be on a proper diet. And then I said to them, how do you know I'm not on a proper diet?
Maybe they assumed that a proper diet won't make somebody obese and have diabetes. Maybe that's what your doctor was on about.
Because while I'm not going to act like the way I eat is 100% perfect, and yes, I do have a history of...
Okay, then what are you talking about? You say you have a history of the condition that is currently on the screen, which is the overconsumptive ED, that a lot of people don't acknowledge. This person says that they do have that, which I definitely appreciate the honesty, but if you do have that and your doctor is questioning your dietary decisions, why are you freaking out?
However, I've been doing such a great job of eating my vegetables before I eat my protein and fat, before I eat my starch.
There are two important elements to health and healthy eating. 1, eat healthy food. 2, do not eat unhealthy food. That second part is very important.
And I've been drinking a lot of water, and he also assumed that I do not drink enough water, but
Yeah, okay.
I'm a freaking fish. I had to explain to this person that I exercise almost every day. Now, am I powerlifting? Am I doing acrobatics? No, it's more so walking or doing some resistance exercise, but
Not good enough. I want to see powerlifting acrobatics out of you, okay? You do a deadlift and a backflip together. At last. Very, very safe.
nonetheless, I'm doing it. If I were in a smaller body, I can guarantee you, I would not be accused of not eating well.
Yeah, that makes sense. If somebody were thinner or living in a smaller body, they may or may not eat healthy. You don't know. They might eat nothing but junk food, but just do it in a caloric deficit so they don't gain weight. But if somebody is obese, you can definitely tell that there's a dietary component to that.
Or not taking care of myself properly. Thing is, fat people, we can do everything right, but if the labs don't look great, or if we have, once again, another...
It's got nothing to do with the labs, actually. I think when a doctor sees that somebody is obese with their eyes, they're like, yo, this is a medical condition that is bad for you and needs to be addressed.
infection, it's suddenly our fault. Instead of saying, oh, well, clearly you're not eating well because of the way your labs or your frequency of infections are looking, maybe you could say, hey...
Okay, so you have bad labs and you keep getting infections, and your doctor said it's because of the obesity, and you're arguing with them.
How is your diet going? Are you eating balanced meals?
Why would your doctor ask you that? You're going there for infections and diabetes and all this stuff related to your weight, and you want them to ask you, hey, how's your diet going? So you don't care about bettering your health at all. You just want somebody to tell you that whatever you're doing currently is good.
We know about that, but instead you just automatically assume, especially someone who's been trying so hard to, keep being in recovery from this thing. I can't say it out loud getting...
Okay, well, if you're in recovery from that overconsumptive ED, why are you arguing with your doctor about your diet?
in trouble on TikTok. I'm so proud of the choices that I make. I feel so empowered by my knowledge about nutrition.
See, this is why people need to, stop fluffing themselves up immediately and praising themselves. I'm not saying you shouldn't be proud of the changes that you've made, but maybe we should wait until we actually get to the finish line before we start celebrating and cheering for ourselves. I've seen people accomplish 100 times more than others and not require any sort of praise. They don't start patting themselves on the back and throwing a ticker tape parade for themselves. And then some people roll out of bed in the morning and want a round of applause. You know what I mean?
Just have a doctor just assume the worst. And then you wonder why fat people don't like going to the doctor. If there's anything I can tell you about the fat liberation community, is that we actually care so much about our health. But the problem is that doctors like to gaslight us. And then in turn, we don't want to go to the doctor. And there's the whole...
Gaslight you how? By saying that your weight is contributing to your diabetes, your infections, and your other medical problems? We've been diagnosed with a disorder based on the way that we eat. And now we're acting like none of our medical conditions that the doctor is talking about are related to our size or the way that we eat.
layer of being both fat and a woman. You know that historically and presently, we don't listen to women. We say they're dramatic. We don't take their pain seriously.
Well, I don't know what this has to do with the entirety of women. I think this is a you issue that we're currently talking about.
I shouldn't feel this dread to want to get help, knowing that the person is going to talk over me and act as if they know me and my body and the way I treat it.
Well, you said yourself you have the overconsumptive ED and various medical conditions related to your weight. Now you're acting like the doctor is making assumptions about you. It seems to me that that person is going through a myriad of health problems related to their weight, but they don't want to acknowledge that it's related to their weight or the way that they eat. You know how I get my doctor to not constantly gaslight me? I'm not constantly at the doctor's office. I'm not constantly arguing with the person whose help I need. Yeah, I know I'm here for the 5th time this week. Don't tell me how to live my life, Doc. Why are you always in here? Alright, I understand that you don't want me to tell you how to live and whatnot, but why are you always in my office? So personally, I wouldn't consider it gaslighting for your doctor to acknowledge that our health problems are actually related to our weight, especially when we have a history of BED. So obviously, I disagree with all of the aforementioned, but what do you think? Was that first guy taking up too much of the armrest and spilling into that other guy's seat way too much? Is Southwest finally gonna start making money again? And if our doctor tells us that our diabetes and constant infections are related to our weight, is he gaslighting us? Leave a comment below. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.